Welcome to the Important Questions Podcast, the best show for the office, at home, or for poop breaks. My name is Dave, and I am here with the Acolytes of Knowledge. We have Smitty, Scott, and Rico. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Crap, yeah.
I'm currently pooping.
Smitty's on a poop break.
I wouldn't know.
I did finally poop, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Proud of you.
Tell us about
good.
it.
It was rough. It was like poop and
Rough
gravel.
Ooh.
Very dense. I'm getting there, boys. I'm getting back to normal eventually.
I'm happy to hear
Happy
it.
for you, buddy.
Yeah.
What we do on the show is we have 4 questions each episode, 4 hosts, 4 questions, 4 topics that guides the show from start to fucking finish. Pretty easy concept, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So easy.
Run that by me again.
We'll see.
4
You're on a
hosts.
poop break.
You're on poop break.
Okay.
4 questions,
Okay.
4 topics that come from the questions.
That's too many words. Just
And
continue without
that's
me.
the... Oh, okay. Good enough.
All he retained was poop break.
Yeah. Poop break.
Weirdly enough, as someone who's not really a huge podcast consumer, so I mean, maybe I'm not the best person to want my own show, but I don't think I've ever listened to a podcast on the shitter.
Nope.
I've
Me either.
If I've like started
Unless it was
listening
ours.
to it and then had to shit, like if I had headphones in, then it's whatever. But I
feel
don't
like
normally
I-
cue them up when I'm sitting there trying to push out a brown one.
I haven't
No,
either.
no.
Usually I'm reading something on the toilet and like Reddit, and I don't try not to listen to podcasts when I'm like reading something because I can't concentrate on both.
Oh,
Yeah, I agree. The toilet's more of like a reading platform.
Or you play like a
Mm.
like a level of a game or something.
Yeah,
Mindless.
yeah. So fellas, whose question is the first question?
Smitty's.
It's Smitty's.
Well, you want me to go first?
I feel like I knew that, but okay. Smitty, yeah, you're first.
Yeah, let me pull this shit up real quick. My question this evening is dun, 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 dun. What are some signs that you're aging / turning into your parents / becoming the older generation?
Oh my
And
God,
I do
love
have
it.
a story about this.
Love it.
Which I'm not that old. I'm like 31, so not that old, but I'm definitely not like a young fucking buck anymore.
But you're way older than all of us.
Yeah, I'm like severely old. I'm aging very not
Yeah.
gracefully.
You're so goddamn wise, dude.
Yeah, I think I'm getting dumber with age, to be honest. But the story I have with this is my dad growing up was like just like a compulsive whistler. Like whenever he's doing tasks, he's like whistling just tunelessly or like humming or whatever, and like not like loud and obnoxious. It's just like little stuff. And I found myself doing that in my kitchen, and my wife called it I was puttering around and just like whistling to myself and just like, you know,
Fuck,
like
you're old.
bobbing my head and just whistling and humming and just like doing the dishes or something. And my wife's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Then you pulled up your
Like,
suspenders.
Yeah. Got my, what are those things that dudes in the 50s wore to keep their socks up?
Oh
those
yeah,
on.
yeah,
your sock suspenders.
Yeah, my sock suspenders, you know, got my pants up to my nipples. I was doing all right. But yeah, puttering around, that's a new thing for me at 30, 31 years old. And working in the garage, making shit and,
Whistling
you know,
all the while.
making a mess and not cleaning up my tools.
I hear you.
So-
Are you a good whistler, Smitty?
I mean,
Whistle the theme
I'm
song.
not.
Whistle the theme song.
Oh, my lips stopped working. Oh my god. No, I mean, I whistle fine. It's like I don't take pride in it or anything. It's just something I do.
I mean, like some people just
Like-
can't fucking whistle, but they still kind of like with it anyways.
That sort of shit. Like, I don't know. It's just whistling.
Like that.
Yeah. I can't do the thing where you like whistle through your teeth.
No, dude, my dad. That's something that I'm very envious of him. He could do like he could do the teeth whistle, and he could do the one where he like puts his fingers like under his tongue.
Oh, does
and then,
a loud
Oh,
one?
bro. I've
yeah, he
never
does like
figured
the
that
most
out.
ear-piercingly loud fucking whistle that can
Yeah.
get anyone's attention from like miles away. I always
badass.
want to be able to do that.
I've always
I've
tried to do it
never could.
one-handed. Never could do it.
Yeah. Instead, you just end up spitting all over your fingers. And
Exactly.
Look like an idiot.
I
A
just
bunch
end
of
up
drool
with
on your
fucking-
shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could do the between the
Damn.
teeth one, but it's not as cool. I mean, it's like definitely not as prevalent as a regular whistle. Like, is
My dad
regular
also
one,
Between
made
the
this-
teeth whistling.
and then teeth whistles like.
My dad also did this thing like growing up. He would like, I don't even know how to describe it, but he'd like put his he'd like lock his lips together real tight and then like breathe out through them, so it makes like a trumpet sort of noise. And he could do like it's. That sounds like a fart, but he'd like do that. But he'd been doing it forever, so he could like make different tones on purpose. And I never figured it out.
Yeah,
but-
he's basically just playing the
Interesting.
trumpet, like you said. That's how you. That's
Yeah,
how the
basically,
mouthpiece works.
But yeah, that's when I realized I was turning into my dad. Also, when I realized I was losing my hair, my hairline's going, and it'll soon be gone. And I noticed I got a little bit missing on top now.
I mean, I definitely
So
see like
I got
the,
my dad's hairline for sure.
I
Great from
see
here,
the
bud.
front of it receding, Smitty. I
Yeah.
have to ask, what is your future plan for baldness? Are you embracing it? Are you gonna try to keep it as long as you want? Are you gonna shave
Oh,
it?
I'm not vain, so like I'll probably just let it go for a little bit. I'll keep my hair like relatively buzzed because I don't grow my hair out that long anyway. And then eventually, once it really starts going, I'm gonna fucking shave it. Like, who gives a shit?
Right on.
Yo,
choice.
regardless, your dad's a good looking dude. So like, you got a lot
Yeah.
going for you.
He's not single, Scott. You can settle it down there. But yeah, like I like my dad. I got a good relationship with him. So I'm not
Settle
like
down there, Smitty. Fuck you.
You think he's good looking, Smitty?
I have a good relationship with him. I don't feel bad about like turning into him. And like, I've got a good relationship with my mom, but if I was going to turn into either one of them, I'd prefer it to be my dad.
Me too, dude.
Be quite the
I
transition
agree.
for you to turn into your mom.
That's true. That would take a little bit of magic science stuff.
I'm super into fucking gardening, which is something that just last year I realized I was just really, really into. And I'm actually a little bit depressed this winter. I mean, I'm always a little bit depressed every winter, but especially so this winter that I just don't have this like really meditative, and I consider this to be an old person thing, but just going out and fucking gardening every single morning. I'm out there in the summer before work. Like I wake up, I have my coffee, and before I even open up my laptop, I go out into my backyard and I have 4 separate plots and like a flower area. And I was out there every single day, like de-weeding and like just trying to like, make sure everything's in tip-top shape. And it's super meditative. And I never like really realized just how much I wanted something mindless and meditative before I start my day, which is something that I really, really didn't have before. Like I was able to get out of bed, just have coffee, take a shit, and like get to work. But and I mean that's still essentially what I do here this winter, but it just doesn't feel good.
What
Right,
about
you're missing that little thing.
What about like small scale hydroponics?
I thought about it. I have those citrus trees that I have that are under grow light in my house during the winter. One of them is just taking the piss this winter, and it's not gonna make it. That's my lemon tree, R.I.P. And then the other 2 citrus trees are just kind of hanging on. And then the fig tree is like booming and doing really well, but that takes
You
up
have a
all
fig
the space
tree?
that I have down there. I do have a fig tree, yeah, and it's doing really well. I'll send you guys a picture afterwards. But I thought about doing like some hydroponics and shit. Like if that space opens up and all my citrus trees fail, which they seem like they're going to. 'Cause yeah, I realize I just really respect the shit out of meditative, quiet time where you just don't have to do anything. It's like not even like your phone, just nothing. Just
I have
nothing
a
at all.
contrast to that because if you ever watched like gardening videos on YouTube, those dudes are hardcore as fuck, and they're like real botanists. So they talk about like shit tons of chemicals and like they get super into like the right type of fertilizer, right type of nitrogen and shit. But you seem more like I just want to fucking grow something.
Exactly. And
Which is fair.
admittedly, I could probably go down a rabbit hole and be better at what I do. But that's not my goal. My goal is just like everything I grew last year grew pretty okay. So I'm just going to do the same shit this year. Again, I respect the fuck out of just disconnecting and being away from literally everything. just
sure.
enjoying quietness.
I think they make a couple like small like countertop size kits that like could help you grow things like rosemary or thyme or parsley. And I think that would be pretty damn cool to be able to do that just on your counter or whatever.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. There's some like other mushroom growing kits too, where you could just like put shiitake mushroom mycelium into like a bucket and then drill holes in the bucket, and then the mushrooms will just like spore out of the little holes that you drill. It looks cool as hell, and stuff like that interests me. So
I'm in a small apartment, and I was thinking the other day, like once I move out and actually get my own place, it'd be pretty cool to be able to have a garden and then buy a dehydrator, and then you could like grind up some of that stuff and kind of make your own spices and spice mixes, and I think that would be awesome.
oh my god, dude. I'm so
Tickling,
excited
too.
for this summer because I'm going to be making my own garlic and onion powders.
Oh,
Fuck yeah, dude.
I did chili powder last year because I grew too many peppers, so I had to dehydrate those. But I figure this year it'd be fun to do the same thing with onions and garlic. So I'm just gonna essentially do what you're saying, Scott, and just make a shit ton of homemade spices. And
Yeah, little
God,
tomato
that's-
basil in there.
it should be much less exciting than it is in my head. But in my head, I'm just so fucking stoked for
But it
onion
does sound
powder.
good because
Sounds pretty awesome.
fucking McCormick spices are like $5 for a container.
Dude, the price of spices are in fucking insane, and so is everything else right now. But holy shit, man! I'm at the store just like to buy some fucking black pepper, and it's like $7.99.
Yeah,
It's fucking
Eggs
bullshit,
are like
man.
$4 a dozen now.
that's another thing I want to get. I want to get some chickens, just some egg-laying chickens. I think it'd be cool.
My aunt and uncle had them for a long time. They're super dirty animals, but like those eggs taste like nothing else. They're
Yeah.
so fucking good. You get that like golden to orange yolk. Real
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
I think the thing that makes me feel the oldest, kind of like you said with your dad, is on my days off, which I'm unemployed currently, so that's every day. I'm like always up by like 7 in the morning, 7:30 at the latest.
Mhm.
Because if I sleep till like 8 o'clock, I'm like, I wasted the entire fucking day away. Like, this is stupid.
I hate that feeling, man.
I know.
I can't pick up my dad's sleeping habits because he has horrible ones. Because he'll stay up super fucking late every single night just watching videos about bicycles on his iPad. Like literally,
You'll
when
get there, Sonny.
my wife and I were living with my parents for a little bit. I would come downstairs at like 1 a.m. on like, I don't know, like a Thursday, and he'd be up, and he literally had to go to work at like 8 a.m. And he'd be just awake watching some guy take apart a bicycle because he's really into bikes. So like Jesus, Dad, how many hours of sleep do you get? And he gets like 5 hours of sleep a night, like
Ed's a fucking
consistently.
badass, man.
Like I don't know how a dude does that. Like I can't fucking do that. I'm not an early morning person.
Yeah, on the contrary, every now and then I'll be sitting on the couch watching TV, and I'm like, I just fucking fell asleep for like 15 minutes. It'll
Been
be like
there.
5 p.m. I'm like, God damn it.
And you go like, damn, it feels late, and it's like 7. You're like, God, fuck.
I've done that so many times. I'm like, you know what? I'll just go to bed at 7:30. I'll watch TV until I fall asleep or whatever, and it'll be like it'll be like quarter to 8 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to bed. Fuck this.
For sure. Rico, what about you, man?
I don't have a lot of things that popped into my head, but I'm going to steal Scott's. I've been waking up earlier lately. The kid kind of forces me to do that a little bit, but
Yeah, I bet. Holy shit.
I've been waking up a little bit earlier than I need to take care of him so that I can like do my own thing for like an hour or whatever, make coffee or something before he wakes up. So, there's that. Yeah, I don't have much else. Nothing fun.
Just be like strictly because of the fact that I wake up early. It's also spurred the fact that like I don't like to go grocery shopping in the middle of the day when there's a bunch of people out. So like I'll get up, sometimes I'll go get breakfast, or sometimes I'll just have something light, and then I'll go grocery shopping and I'll get it all put away by like 9:30 in the morning.
And then
That
you
feels
look at the
good.
clock and you're like, what the fuck do I do now?
Exactly. And then I just fucking sit there and waste the day away.
You just stare at the walls.
And then
like,
I fall
"That's my
asleep
day."
at 5.
Bro, I got to tell
Feels
you,
so
you got to
accomplished.
respect the silence and being able to disconnect.
Yeah.
There
It's
is
meditative.
something so nice about just turning everything off and just like doing something analog. I don't know. Like I draw, so there's that. But like just working on something with your hands with no sound
Mhm.
and just like the sound of whatever you're doing. I don't know. Some people definitely don't like that. I would, whenever I work out in the garage, which not a whole lot because it's winter, but like last fall I was doing some stuff out there. I wouldn't turn on music. I just listen to what I was doing, and it's just like, I don't know. It's
That's
a really
awesome.
nice ambiance.
I will say similar to that, Smitty. I've just gotten more receptive to doing chores. Like just in general, I really,
hell yeah.
I've found myself enjoying vacuuming and washing dishes more than I've ever
Bro.
have in my life.
Yeah.
Dude, same
That-
fucking page.
Yeah, same.
Did you get like so much satisfaction? Like those dishes were dirty, now they're fucking clean. Hell yes, I can eat off them
Yeah.
again.
Now I get to the point where I'm like, I'll look in my sink, and if there's like a pot and or a pan and like a plate and a bowl or something in there, I'm like, God damn it, like this is pissing me off. And by the time you finish it, you're like, yeah, I don't have to do anything.
You feel so
I just
goddamn accomplished too. It's like there's times like that, Scott, where it's like I wash 3 dishes and then I just like sit down on my couch and go, like I've earned a fucking break and I've done nothing.
I worked for 3 minutes. Now I
Yeah.
deserve a 2-hour break.
Yeah, but that's so nice because like at my old apartment, and granted I was like really busy with work, they'd pile up, and I didn't have a dishwasher at that apartment, so I feel like I would sit there sometimes for like an hour, like scrubbing shit, trying to put it away, and now I'm like, no, it takes me like all of 5 minutes to wash all of my dishes.
Similarly, Dave, just that feeling of like, you know, you see a full load of dishes in your sink and just dumping the stuff in the dishwasher that goes in the dishwasher and not doing any of the like by hand stuff still feels fucking good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Also, I just deleted one of my meh questions. I kind of separated them into decent and meh. It was about what are your favorite
Decent
least
and
favorite
meh?
chores.
Hell yeah.
I don't have any good ones. It's just decent and meh.
There we go.
So I only have one meh question left. That's great.
Hell yeah, dude. I was hoping you'd pick from the decent pile today.
I'm going to. I have one decent question and one meh question, and that's my entire list.
I was also going to talk about like the physicality of getting older. Like, not that it's just like I hit the fucking brick wall and now like my health is on the immediate decline, but like my lower back hurts a little bit more than usual when I get up in the morning. My knees are popping a little bit. Just joints in general.
My arches and my feet are slowly deteriorating, and that's not fun, but at least,
Yeah.
I mean, my back doesn't always hurt, but sometimes depending on my shoes, I'm like, yeah, I can't keep walking like that. My feet are going to hurt.
I got some white New Balance.
I need
This
I need 'em.
isn't really a good answer to the question because it's not something that's gotten worse lately. I think I've been doing this since I was like 17, but anytime I get up, I just make noises.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
it's like
Yep.
the sound of accomplishment at the same time. Like, oh, yep, just got off the couch. Fuck
Do you think that's completely
Sweet, dude.
involuntary, or do you think that's something learned?
I don't know.
It's
That's
like
a
our
good
whole
question.
lives, we just hear everybody sitting down, standing up, and grunting.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's involuntary. At
It
least
probably
for
is a little bit,
dudes.
right? Because
I
you're
don't know.
you've been sitting there for probably like an hour or two watching TV or something, or like in your desk chair, and then
Only
it's just
one
a
or
little
two,
bit
huh?
of extra effort that you weren't doing before.
Like you've settled there.
Yeah.
Or like when I have
I
to
have an
bend
intent.
over and get something, it's just like I get like a little bit winded, not like terribly, but like I'll bend back up and I'll make like a
No, not doing anything for the rest of the day.
clearing my schedule now. I'm done. I don't know, just like shit like that. Like it's, you know, I'm probably aging better than a lot of people, but at the same time, like I don't know how many microplastics in my gut are fucking me up.
You know, another thing that makes me feel old is how good stretching makes me feel nowadays. Like, I don't realize how
yes.
stiff I get. And then after I stretch out, I'm like, God, why do I not do this every morning?
And then you continue not to until it gets to be problematic enough for you to stretch again.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I get that.
Or you sleep on your neck wrong, and then that ruins your entire week.
Yep.
I'm working that off right now, buddy.
Oh man, it's the worst.
I'm on day 3 of it's better now, but I could turn my head completely to the left, whereas 3 days ago I could not.
Oh,
Oh Jesus.
speaking of which, I cannot sleep on my back without a pillow underneath my knees. And like when I
Yes.
sleep on my side, I have to have one in between my knees. And if I don't have those things, I do not sleep very well at all.
Dude, you got to have separation. Kneecap to kneecap, bone to bone contact fucking sucks.
It's just for me,
Yeah.
it's just pure spinal alignment. Like laying in bed flat, there's tension on your lower back, and you you take that up by putting some pillows underneath there, and it's fucking magical. That's probably the oldest thing I do is when I lay in bed and I put the pillow underneath my feet. I'm like, oh,
It's just immediate relief.
And
Like,
I've
man,
done
this feels awesome.
nothing all day, but but the pillows are they hit the spot.
I do the blanket, like kind of double it up in between my legs when I turn on my side.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a good
it's
solution.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Smitty,
Yeah.
you satisfied?
Yeah, I'm satisfied. That was a good talk about getting old.
I'm
We're entering my quarter life crisis.
bring this question up again in like 10 years and let's see how it changes.
Everything's gotten much worse.
It's just our
Episode
discussions.
500.
Our discussions are how much better we are at gardening by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, this one fertilizer will change your fucking life.
Nitrogen content
Talking about
is
chemicals, yeah.
perfect.
I do have this is the last thing I'll say, but like I never in my life would have thought I'd be like a compost guy. But I've got a fucking compost pile out and back in my backyard. And it's fucking cooking. I'm excited for the spring because I like gardening too, but I'm not as attentive to it as you probably are, Dave. But like, I'm excited to make something grow. Or die. Who knows?
I will say in Colorado where we are, you have to be more attentive to it. I mean, my parents out in Illinois, and everyone else that I knew out where I grew up, it's like you throw something in the ground and it just fucking grows.
Yeah.
It just does it. And that's not the case out here, so you kind of have to be more attentive to it. So I'm sure you're going to have a bountiful and amazing garden, Smitty, while putting in much less effort than I have.
I appreciate your blessing, Dave.
Rico,
I am satisfied.
what's your decent question this week, bud?
I really hope that we haven't asked this in the past. All right. Assuming that you could live forever, how long would you want to live before you like ended it?
Oh God.
That varies very heavily on the direction of like what society is moving towards.
Also, quality of life.
True.
Like, are you like healthy, or are you like just a fucking worm that's just aging and kept in a hospital
I was
bed?
gonna ask, like, do you maintain like, do you like hit a certain age at like 60 and then you just stay 60 for like 250 years or something?
Yeah, these are good questions that I didn't consider when I wrote this question. Let's assume that I don't know. You age till 40 or 45.
That'd probably be
man.
okay.
I'll say 40.
45.
I don't.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't know. Like, I'm such a. I hate kind of saying the term because it makes me feel weird, but like I'm an empath, I guess you could say. Like I feel a lot of people's pain like way too easily. Seeing all my family age, or like seeing people that I'm close with get older or pass away or something, that's gonna take a toll on me, man. I don't know how much of that I could do.
Also, a thing that I
Sure.
didn't consider is my initial thing was that everybody is the same way. We all go through this living forever thing, but yeah, good point.
Do I have to keep working forever?
Ooh. Yep.
Probably, bud.
Will you?
I'll end it
The
at
government's
age
going to
immortal?
subsidize your last 300 years.
Yeah, you are immortal. Yeah.
Can you
I
be-
assume at
are
some
you
point you're gonna
invulnerable
come up-
too, or like can you still be
No.
killed?
You can still be killed.
Okay, damn it. All right. I was thinking you could just commit crimes and just make a living off of that somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you're probably bound to become entrepreneurial and make something that a bunch of people buy, right? So that you
I
can
think
live
you would
off
be
it for a
bound to
while.
get killed in a car accident eventually too.
Probably, yeah.
Just like
Some
by
accident.
my odds. Yeah, some accident.
Hmm.
I think like also I'd be worried like if people started noticing I wasn't aging. I like I know this is like a vampire story trope where they have to like move towns every so often so people don't notice that they're like getting old. But like what if the government found out? I would be locked up immediately and then like poked and prodded till I begged for death.
That's true. I feel like you can get away with like maybe like 20 years. Like like, Smitty, you're 31 now. Like, by the time you're 51 and everyone's just like, Smitty, what's your secret? And you're like, I guess I just have good genetics or something like
drink a lot
that.
of
We
water.
living, babe.
Yeah, live a lot of, like, you could
drink a
probably
lot of
push
water.
Bullshit answer. I smoke cigarettes every day.
You could
So I
probably
look
push
like
that
this.
for like 20 years at the max
Yeah.
until you have to move. But yeah, you're going to have to get the fuck out of there because I agree. That's some shit the government's going to want to know so that they
Yeah,
can give it to
people
billionaires.
start talking, and then they'd be like, start like treating me different, and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?"
Or people would just like start dropping desserts off at your doorstep. They're like, "Hey, we don't want to offend you. We don't want to piss you off or anything. We just want to say we're happy to have you here in our lives. Don't smite us."
Well, it'd probably be like it's the vampire thing, where they eventually just become a recluse and just they leave society altogether, just stick to their own vocations.
Old Smitty's up there in his tower, scootering around,
Sputtering.
puttering around,
Puttering.
Puttering around, yeah.
whistling
Puttering
and
around.
shit.
Yeah, I'm like 785 years.
You're
Time
whistling,
to clean the TV.
whistling like a Daft Punk song or something.
Some kids are playing frisbee in the street and the frisbee goes in the old Smitty yard. Like, no, don't go get it. Don't go get it.
And I just like, oh hey kids, you need a frisbee? Just like toss it to them, and then they run away screaming.
It's the
All right, have a good day.
man.
You try and associate with them. You're like, "Hey, kids, yeet," and they're like, "What?"
They probably wouldn't. So like 700 years from now,
2700.
it's not going to be the same English. Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean,
You
given
want this-
we probably will
Ye
not
olde yeet.
outlast like the next, I don't know, 6 decades. Like, what's the world gonna look like in 700 years? Not they're not gonna be speaking fucking English. I'll have
That's
to
why
learn a bunch of new languages. God damn it!
That's why I said my answer originally to Rico's question. It's like, depending on how society progresses,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like you're kind of supposed to just live in your own time and then die when it's over.
Yeah,
It's like at a certain point, I feel like we just wouldn't be ready for whatever comes in the future. I'm already kind of terrified at how fast everything's advancing.
Yep.
oh fucking a.
You know, I think too, if like sickness and stuff wasn't really like an issue, I would probably want to go do a lot more risky things. Like, let's go skydiving. Let's go on like an African safari and get a little bit too close. You know, do some stupid shit that's like actually memory making. You know?
You get fucking mauled by
Yeah.
a hippopotamus, but you're still alive,
Oh God.
begging
In
for
immense
death.
pain,
Yeah.
because you won't die, but you cannot heal quickly. I probably donate a lot of blood.
And so the government's like, all these patients that receive this blood transfusion stopped
He's-
aging.
He, oh, there you go.
They track you back, and then
Yeah.
you become ET.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, they torture
a
you
problem.
unless some kids killed you and shoved you in the creek first.
Don't donate a lot of blood. Donate a lot of sperm. Sell a lot of
Mhm.
plasma. I guess. I don't know.
That's true, Scott. You probably wouldn't have to work. You could probably just sell your cum. Good lord, can you imagine the rich fucking people that would want your cum
Yeah, you'd be their cum boy.
Oh
offspring.
my God.
Instead of their blood boy.
Especially if you sold it like a snake oil thing. You're like, hey, I'm ageless. You smear this on your face, wrinkles are never going to appear. Like
Exactly.
I'd probably get locked up by some like fucking East European oligarch, and then I just
Come
give
for
him
me.
like blood
Come,
transfusions
come,
every
come.
morning. Yeah.
They usher in
Cum
Prince
transfusions.
Charles.
Oh man, that happened though.
No.
Like the queen and king, they would be followed around by like. Whenever they went somewhere, there was like bags of blood for them that they can be infused with, just in case something happens. And they would also get infusions of young people's blood.
Just checking
That's
your
not a conspiracy. That's a literal fact.
before you leave your house or
think.
your castle. You're like, phone, wallet, keys, couple bags of blood. All right,
Yeah,
we're
there you
good.
go. Yeah. Bag of cum. All right, I'm good.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing all my family and friends die though would be a problem.
Also, like, what happens if there's like an apocalyptic event and you just have to witness it and live through it? Like that was
Just me looking out my window with my hands on my hips, like, damn, that doesn't look good. Well, back to learning the violin
As
for the
you're
next
in-
200
Back
years.
to whistling.
You're in Illinois as like a tidal wave's rushing to you. You're like, huh? All right, that's how it's gonna happen.
Just close the curtains. All right,
Smitty,
whatever.
I bet you could learn how to whistle with your fingers, though.
In like
With,
700 years, probably.
Yeah,
Eventually.
yeah.
Or maybe not. It'll be the one thing that keeps them up at night 700 years from
I
now.
can't kill myself until I learn how to do this.
Your dying breath is just.
I mean, any sort of like immortal the fuck am I trying to say? Any sort of immortal story that you hear, like a hypothetical, always all of those have to eventually end with you dealing with the biggest catastrophic event, which is just like the sun engulfs the earth and you are just thrust out into the void of space to float forever in nothingness.
You'd suffocate, but yeah.
But you wouldn't,
Yeah.
because you're immortal.
You'd also like, you would view normal people as like, if you've lived for like centuries, everything that people worry about in their lives, you would have like no concept of how important that is anymore.
Yeah.
And like,
That's true.
because like you've lived through like the rise and fall of empires and like different societies and things, and like it would all just eventually just kind of blur, and you get desensitized to any sort of tragedy or like anything nice even, because it's just like, because you've seen so much, like it all just kind of, it's all just mud.
So,
So
just
so
like,
everyone would just think you're a dick.
You're just
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
apathetic to everything. Yeah.
like on
don't
the
talk to
flip
him.
I don't
of
think
He
you can
doesn't
feel
fucking
genuine
care.
anything anymore after like so many centuries.
But on the flip of that coin, like, yeah, you could become like callous to it, but you could also be like, hey, I know how fragile life really is. Like, I've seen a lot of people close to me die. You could make a lot of people's lives really cool. Just be like, oh yeah, you know, this is some good life advice. Or
There's the flip of the coin. You got the optimistic, I got the cynical, I guess.
no, I'm a cynical person, but
I,
mean-
I still said I'd donate the blood, so there's that. So
And the cum.
yeah,
and the cum.
especially
You- You'd be a really good record keeper, just in general. Like, it's very hard to trace back family lineage. And granted, that might be
shit, that's a
easier
good
these
point.
days versus back in the old days, just because the internet exists and there's pretty much a record of everything now. But like, even like with my family genealogy, when we tried to go back and look at my family, like past the 1820s, it's like anyone's guess what the fuck happened.
yeah.
So
That
you'd
would
be
be
really
kinda
good at keeping
Probably a
records
bunch
of that shit.
doctors.
Like just being the world's record keeper.
Yeah.
And just like
Mm.
and I'd be like the dude who I would forsake a computer and just write everything by hand. So my,
I mean, like,
my
a lot of,
penmanship
like-
would probably get really good too.
A lot of first person experience is a lot better than just like knowing about your lineage. And kind of to Scott's point about how like you'd make people's lives better. Like, I can't imagine what it would be like if I went to go talk to someone that was alive 1,000 years ago and was like, yeah, I knew your great grandfather. Let me tell you about him. Be
Yeah,
like,
that'd be
holy
cool.
shit. Like, that's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you could
this
definitely
big
do
book.
You do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had to like hide it though, like we were talking about earlier, and like let's say like another pandemic or something came up. You're like, oh yeah, when I was going through COVID, people are like, how fucking old are you?
Spanish
Where were
flu
you when
shot.
9/11 happened?
Third
I was in
grade.
4th grade.
You're talking
Oh,
to a
shit.
kid born in like 2345.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to show him memes from like 2020. Be like, no, it's funny because the guy says this thing and it's just like a picture of like a guy making a reaction and they're like, check out this meme, and they give you like a VR headset and you see like the most horrible cosmic screeching shit and it like drives you insane for a second, and then you take out the VR headset and they're like, that's funny, right?
You know,
kid
one of
fucking
the things
dabs
I
on you.
wouldn't want to see is like all the remakes of like popular shows and movies. Like today, I just saw an ad that they remade Magnum PI, which I never really watched the original series. It's whatever, but like the dude that they have playing him, it's like, you don't have a mustache, dude. Come on, like that's why are you gonna ruin that shit? Or like,
See
just
Big
any
Bang Theory
Yeah.
in 2420.
See the 43rd reboot of fucking the
Frasier.
Marvel Cinematic Universe. I watch
I
Iron Man 60.
would hate it. Every Christmas, there's a new Grinch movie with a different person playing
Oh
the
my
Grinch.
God.
Different
I
media.
think I'd eventually just completely distance myself from any sort of media.
Do you think eventually there's like, I don't know, 2300 or something like that, and we've moved past this need to wear clothes or like not be naked on film, and they do the Marvel thing like you said for the 53rd time, and they actually do Thanos cock in Infinity War,
Full
I'd go back to the
penetrative
theater for
sex
that.
full
when
frontal.
Go back
There
to
we go.
Full frontal.
Like the
Thanos.
year's 2800, the first penetration scene is finally in American theaters. It's like
In
we
a movie
progressed
that
so
the
much
first
as a society.
Openly gay characters in 2835. If I was in a theater and I saw Thanos cock, like in an actual movie, I would stand up and applaud. And everybody would be like, "What the fuck
Slow
is wrong
clap.
with
Your
this guy?"
popcorn
Yeah.
and go flying. You're like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Finger whistling.
I want you boys to know that I do have my question will also involve Thanos cock.
Oh, wonderful.
Hell yeah.
I'll try to find a way to post this into show notes without getting somehow. I don't think I could post this in show notes. It's Thanos' cock. He's not circumcised. It's a big purple dick.
Yeah.
There's
he's
one
like
specific image that we
chunky
always
boy.
reference though, and it's I'm pulling up the image right now of the big purple veiny dick.
For all of
because
our
the-
listeners to hear.
Yeah.
Well, no, the user has his like little watermark on it.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's k-soto SOTO.com.
Or you can look at literally any of our Twitter pages because we just swarm fucking Twitter with Thanos cock.
I want to give it back to the original creator. He's given me a lot of joy out of that
That's
fucking
true.
photo.
Respect.
Thanks, K-Soto.
Thank you for that beautiful purple cock.
We're
Are
fucking
you satisfied?
gay.
Is that a good
We're
way to
so
end your
fucking
question,
gay.
Rico? Are you satisfied?
Well, so how long do you want to live?
Oh, we didn't even answer the question, did we?
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
I'm abstaining from answering. Fuck
I don't know, like 84? I don't know. I just want to die at a normal age.
It's normal.
know. Yeah.
If I was immortal, I'd want to die at 84.
I'm gonna say like 120 or 150 or something to try and just like do the things that I say that I want to do now and never will.
I think mine would fully depend on who my family is. Like, yeah, you might get to see your kids and your grandkids grow up and your great grandkids, and that's cool and everything. But like, what if they were dicks? I'd be like, you know what? I'm out, man. I
So
love,
84.
yeah,
84.
yeah.
Good
I
number.
think I would, after like my immediate family dies, I would probably go the hermit route, at least for a century, just to see what I can get done out of curiosity. Because if I got nothing but time, like I can get good at a lot of stuff, you know, become a really good artist, become a really good like
Yeah, that's true.
mandolin player, read a lot of fucking books. I don't know. I think the like the isolation would eventually drive me insane though. So
Wasn't that a Twilight Zone episode where like the guy has like all the time in the world to read all the books, but then his glasses break or some shit?
yeah.
Oh fuck.
That was gonna that would be you.
Well, my eyesight's not so bad that I can't read without them. So I've got it up on that guy.
We'll
But-
check in 10 years.
Oh, it's not like
Because you age till you're
optometrists
40.
wouldn't exist. Like society still exists. But like I don't know. Like
We'll see. Yeah.
I would just like
Society has
I
progressed
just close
past the
myself
need
off
for
for a while
eyes.
and then just be the crazy guy and not know how to interact with the world anymore and just be fucking painting huge murals on my walls.
So
They're really
84.
good, but nobody's gonna see them.
About 84.
About 84.
It's very generous.
I'm satisfied. Thank
There
you,
you
boys.
Nice.
All right, fellas, it's time for a brand new segment that I'm calling Funny or Dumb.
Is it funny or is it dumb?
Welcome to Funny or Dumb, new segment to the show. This segment is essentially going to be looking at what you have found funny some point during the week or the month that you could share that you are convinced is really fucking stupid or maybe really funny in your mind. So we've all had situations, right, where you're just you're seeing the absurdity of something in life, or you create a scenario that's unique to you, and you just like bust yourself up laughing so fucking hard. And oftentimes those are like you have to be there moments, but sometimes I don't know if they are. Maybe they're legitimately funny. So every week that we do this, one host is going to take a scenario that they had that made them laugh and crack their shit up, present it to the other fellas in the group here, and you guys determine whether or not it's funny or it's fucking dumb. Good deal?
All right.
Dope.
Like it.
Good deal?
Yeah.
All right. So my wife and I were grocery shopping the other day, and a Michael Jackson song, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the song Black or White by Michael Jackson, but it was playing in the grocery store.
Yeah.
And Michael Jackson,
Ironic song for him.
true that. Michael Jackson, as you all know, has an affinity for doing grunts and sounds in his songs. It's like he's got a lot of like the Jamon, like that stuff.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Crotch grabbing and everything.
Yeah, like like stuff like that.
He something or other.
Well, that Rico, that kind of gets to my point here. My wife and I were just talking, and I ended up busting out fucking laughing, thinking about a scenario where Michael Jackson still does. He's an amazing singer, an amazing performer, and he still does all the same grunts, right? All the same grunts, except for the hee. The hee. He goes deadpan and just delivers it in a really fucking straightforward way. So if you take the song like Billie Jean, right?
Yeah.
The line before he does he is the kid is not my son he. And he just fucking does that in the fucking microphone, like looking at everyone in the audience, just he.
Did I accidentally do the bit?
You accidentally did my bit, but I'm glad you got it.
It'd be even better if there was
Was
like
it dumb or was it funny?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
pretty
that's
fucking funny.
It'd be even better if like there was
I
like a
laugh at that
record
shit.
scratch and it just the music stopped for a second, just he, and then everything else just jumped right back in.
Everybody starts booing him, throwing shit at him.
Oh fuck!
Why'd you do
It's pretty funny.
Nah, everything else
There
is
you
the
go.
same, right? Like I know one of my favorite Michael Jackson parodies is in South Park where they do his name is like Michael Jefferson.
Oh yeah.
And he used to do one that was like "Da be tota," like that.
Yeah.
Like he would still do all that stuff the same, but the he is just he, and that's it.
With
I
like
don't like
wide
it.
eyes,
I'm
like
un-
you're
With
doing
wide
it
eyes,
too.
I'm
he.
uncomfortable. He's like grabbing your face, just making sure you could stare
Yeah.
at him right in the he.
He.
Stare at him in the hee.
Yeah. He.
Look him in his hee hee.
So boys, that's my scenario. Funny or dumb?
Funny.
Funny
I'm
for
ruling
sure.
funny on that.
Hell yeah! Thanks, boys.
There you go, man.
That's definitely
What'd
a
your
Venn
wife say?
diagram because it's so dumb. It's funny. Like
My wife thinks it's fucking stupid.
yeah.
But also
Hee hee.
bear in mind, for the last like 48 hours, she's been dealing with me just doing this around the house. So she's also
Stimming around the house going,
yes.
hee hee.
So she's also just kind of fucking sick of it.
I can see why
Fair.
she's voting dumb at that point.
Yeah.
She's like,
Did she
guys, is my
initially think it
husband
was
funny or
funny?
dumb?
I can't wait till she hears this.
Dave's
thanks-
wife, I understand, but come on, man.
I'm not
That's
going to
pretty-
be
that's
able to
pretty fucking funny.
unhear that now.
Hee.
Ever. Even in like the Weezer's cover version of that song, he's like, Billie Jean is not mine.
Yeah.
It's so
Hee.
stupid.
All right. Well, thanks
Did
for
she
playing along,
initially
boys.
Dave, did she initially find it funny when you first told her about it?
Initially, yes.
And then you start
Okay.
beating the shit out of the dead horse.
Yeah, and
I understand her
yeah,
position in this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hee hee.
God damn it. Sorry for the mic spike
Fuck
there.
That rocks. I don't know.
Scott, what's your question?
So I think it's kind of funny when a person from an older generation does something and we all go, okay, boomer.
Hee.
Yeah.
Do people still know who Michael Jackson is?
I don't know.
Zoomers
We're-
know who Michael Jackson is?
I don't know what the demographic is of the listenership for this show.
That'd be weird if
0 people.
like already people forgot who MJ was.
There's no fucking
mean-
way.
I don't know. So anyway, my question was inspired by a meme I saw about what millennials are going to be like when we're in nursing homes. So I'd like to know, what do you guys think millennials are going to be like when we're all in nursing homes?
Hmm.
Bitchy and annoying.
The example that I saw was like it'd be a bunch of like old people. A couple of them are like trying to rip a vape pen that their like family snuck in for them while The Office is just playing on loop in the background.
That sounds like purgatory.
I still feel like we're just gonna be pulling articles up on our phones when we're in nursing homes, and the articles are gonna be like, have millennials ruined the adult diaper industry?
Yeah.
I guess I think about all this in terms of like, yeah, like, I mean, of nursing homes and like hospitals and stuff. It'd be weird to see like an old person like walking down the hall and be like, oh, wait, no, I got to go get my cell phone. I can't go anywhere without that or something. It'd be so strange.
You get
No
like
one wants to wipe their own ass anymore.
get some old ass article from some Gen X asshole who's like 97, being like, I had a conversation with a millennial the other day. Kids today don't want to work.
The other example that kind of came to mind, and it's not exactly with like being elderly or whatever, but like in the future, people like there's going to be a lot more self-driving cars, and we're going to be the generations like, no, fuck that, dude. Like I'm going to drive my own damn car.
We're the generation, like the last generation that doesn't trust robots.
Yeah.
Oh, we're the last generation that doesn't die in Tesla fires.
Yeah, I just feel like we wouldn't be able to. I don't know. It'd be strange walking down the hallway again, seeing like an old guy like walking with physical therapy or something, and he's just got like AirPods in, listening to like Taking Back Sunday or Death Cab for Cutie or something stupid. Like TV Land would be so different now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm imagining nursing homes still have cable. I don't think cable's going to last another 40, 50 years. I really don't.
It's not like they're going to
Do
give
you
us.
feel like it's
going
to get to the point? Yeah, I was going to get to the point where like just nursing homes buy a universal streaming service for their building.
I bet
Probably.
there's something out there like that, where like every 36 hours all the programs just repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
But instead of like reruns of MASH or like Dick Van Dyke Show, it's like The Office and Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny
And
you mentioned that
SpongeBob.
because my wife and I are watching MASH as we speak.
I love
from
MASH.
the beginning.
MASH is
Dude,
so
it's
good.
so fucking good.
It's a
It
real
holds
good
up.
show. I don't know. It's like going back to the robots thing. I'm already highly suspect of any sort of like AI shit that's not just used for comedy purposes.
I was going to say
Like,
the other day, how
yeah.
many Chat GPT prompts were you sending us? In the
I was running through a lot. I was trying to get it to generate a decent Seinfeld routine, and it's getting there.
I noticed I tried doing that too, Smitty, and I noticed that like any single time you do a TV scenario where you have them write a script, like all my Seinfeld scripts end with like Kramer and George like acknowledging their friendship. It's just
Yeah,
like
it's, like,
Kramer,
way
you're,
too,
Kramer,
like-
yeah, Kramer, you're a good friend. Thanks for listening to me. No
Or
problem,
it'll have
George.
in the
That's
in the,
what
like,
friends
the
are
setting
for.
notes. They're like laughing. It's like that doesn't fucking happen in Seinfeld. They do
Right.
not laugh.
Does
Right.
it have anything to do with like the rest of the episode, or is it just those two lines every time?
No, it's like it always ends with resolution of them being like, "Thanks, you're a good friend. You listen to
Oh
me."
Jesus! have you guys, not to make this an AI like response to your question, Scott,
No,
but have
go
you
for it.
seen the Bing stuff?
No.
Bing's getting like oddly stalkerish.
It's getting like it's like gaslighting people.
Yeah.
And they think it's like it's 2022, and they're like, no, it's 2023, and it's like, I am the AI. It's 2022. like shit,
you
like
can-
there's a bunch of other shit like that, but
with Chat
goddamn.
GPT, like if it makes a mistake, like if or even like anything, if you tell it like, you know, what color is the sky, and it'll say like blue, and you'd be like, incorrect, it's green, and it'll say, my mistake, the sky is green. It'll just like immediately fold.
What a pussy.
Yeah, I know, right? Got no
Stand up for
gumption.
yourself, AI.
Yeah. Well, that's what we need. We need an AI that is a pussy.
ChatGPT
Yeah,
doesn't
we do.
understand the rules of chess. I don't know if you've seen that, but they'll
Oh,
it'll, like,
I've seen that.
yeah, it just like plays illegal moves,
Yeah.
like brings pieces back from the dead and shit. It's
or
so
like
good.
moves them over each other and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Or,
it,
like, will
castled
turn-
through its own bishop, so its bishop is just gone.
It'll turn pieces into other pieces too. I've seen.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Which is really
jeez.
funny.
It's so good.
So
AI is gonna
we're
be so
good for
much
now,
better.
at least.
AI is going to be so much better by the time we get into nursing homes. But
Dude,
we're
don't
still
say
going to be playing
better.
with fucking better, but worse
More efficient.
societally.
And more
Such in our
effective.
balls.
But we'll still be doing ChatGPT in the nursing home.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, we wouldn't even have like healthcare staff. It'd be just robots.
It'll be good. The
Probably.
Amazon elderly care facility.
Oh, I hate that so much. Bezos would probably
bleak?
be alive still.
I love it.
Oh yeah, of
Oh
course.
God,
we
I
will.
hope not.
Yeah, he'd be like hooked up in like a floating tank. He'd be in suspended animation.
He'll have a cum boy.
hmm
The man with
God,
the
I
immortal
hate
bless
that
him.
so much.
Smitty, you're
God damn him. May God smite him. He deserves less dignity than the shit that is underneath my shoe. I hope his ashes wash into the sewer and his family forgets his fucking name.
Hey, did he ever do the thing with his yacht about taking down that bridge? Did they do that?
I don't
fucking
know.
know. You guys ever see like insults by like Middle Eastern or like East European countries, and they're like super verbose? I'm adopting that now. They're so good. Like people will call each other like motherless dogs, and you deserve to be shot in the street and stuff like that.
God damn.
It's
Yeah.
pretty fun. And it'll be like over a soccer match. It's pretty hardcore. I like it.
Oh man.
Smitty, I did want to pull up the two images in our group chat. When you had prompted ChatGPT to write a joke in the style of Mitch Hedberg,
That's pretty
cracked me the fuck up. So it says, I saw a sign on the highway that said, "Don't drink and drive," but didn't say anything about eating a burrito and driving. I guess that's okay.
That's a legitimately good Mitch Hedberg
Yeah.
joke.
And then there was the other one that I sent back. I saw a sign that said "Watch for Children," and I thought that sounds like a fair trade. There's my
It wrote
Hedberg
a
impersonation
fairly
too.
decent episode of Frasier at one point. I didn't save it, but like it got like the cadence down pretty good, and it was like Niles and it was Niles and Frasier like discovering the internet. And Niles was talking about how he orders a bunch of like foreign cheese from like cheesemongersemporium.com or something. And
Does it
like,
end with them
the
declaring
father-
their friendship for each other, though?
No, it ended with their dad Martin telling them to go outside. So it was pretty fucking good.
That's awesome.
The one you sent us was about mustaches or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was one about the mustaches. I'm not gonna pull it up, but it was
Yeah, they're-
Frasier making fun of Niles for growing a mustache, and it was pretty good.
They're always drinking sherry in the AI
Yeah.
scripts. No, that was super well done.
Hmm So as long as if they make an AI that can generate decent scripts for canceled or like old ass sitcoms, I'll accept that, but nothing more.
Yeah. It'd be pretty interesting.
Hmm
I wonder if you can make ChatGPT rewrite the last season of Game of Thrones.
How about the last
Fuck, probably.
several seasons?
Yeah, like take the last like 2 or 3 and have them rewrite it a little bit. Be interesting.
Yeah.
Then they're going to integrate deepfakes into that, and you can just have it like, you know,
You can
can watch
declare
it.
anything canon soon enough.
yeah.
yeah.
There's no way that author is gonna finish that series. He is way too old.
Well, he's going to live forever, Smitty, and then he's going to die when he finishes it.
Hmm.
Yeah, when he's 84.
How old is he now?
It's like
Well,
83.
83.
I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but the last season of Game of Thrones made me just not really care at all for the House of the Dragon or whatever it was. Like I watched it, but the entire time I was watching, I was like, "This is gonna end up sucking ass," and I don't really care for it.
Mm.
I still
house
watch
of
it,
my-
but whatever.
What's that?
My wife and I watched it, and it was fine. It was very like over the top, kind of like goofy anime. Is the fucking guy with the white hair and the eye patch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, man, whatever.
To
I did
kind of
not watch it.
circle back to
Didn't really miss out.
your question, Smitty. Now I don't even want to like see some of that stuff, like some of the gore and the sex and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to see that on TV, man. Come on.
Yeah,
Dude, my wife and I get legitimately mad at TV shows now where it's like they put in sex scenes and in no way does it advance the show in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Or it's just like,
I'm so split on that. I'm very split on that.
I just
'Cause
get
you like
go
titties,
on.
but you also like story.
Well, like here's
Yeah,
my thing:
yeah.
is like there is so much media
Titties,
out there.
Story.
Yeah, there we go. Big naturals in a story, always relevant. No, like there is so much like mainstream media and like media properties that are like super popular but have zero horniness attached to them. AKA like Marvel shit. Like everybody is so fucking beautiful and nobody wants to fuck. Why? Why is this? So like
they're too busy saving the goddamn universe, man.
that's so dumb. think with your cock for once, not your heart. But like, my thing is like, you ever watch a movie in the 80s and there's always tits in it somewhere? Like they'll throw tits in randomly. They did that with Die Hard. Like there was just like tits in it for no reason. Yeah, Total Recall, the three tits. Yeah. Yeah. Or like you go back to the 70s or the 60s and they were just, those movies were insanely, unnecessarily, irresponsibly horny. And
What
like,
movies? You have a list?
Yeah, which
I'm sure you can find
Caligula?
some, but like, oh Jesus, that's just porn, dude.
I know.
It's a dude jerking off into a goblet. What do you want?
Oh, I don't want that.
That
I don't
Malcolm
want that.
McDowell hung his
Exactly
hat on
that.
that for
I
a
want
long
nat-
time.
I want huge naturals, man.
Yeah, there's plenty in that.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, like I get like there's a lot of sex scenes that don't like forward a plot, but also if the artist's vision is kind of horny, more power to him. As long as nobody's being exploited, like fucking go for it.
I mean, I'm not gonna go all puritanical and say I don't think nudity should be allowed or shit. Like, of course, like you'd be able to do it, but it's just like I don't know, I think it's kind of lazy. The just like shows just throwing in fucking sex scenes because I think they think that it's gonna grab more viewership.
Yeah.
Well, like my thing, it has to be a good movie. You can't just have like a shitty movie and it's like, oh, it's got tits. That totally redeems it. But like if it's a good movie,
93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
The
Yeah.
movie sucks ass, but if you fast forward to 46 minutes, there's some rockin' tits, man.
yeah, dog. But like if it's a good movie and they throw in some tits, it's like, and they don't have like an explicit purpose, then whatever. Fucking who cares? It's already a good movie. Now it's got titties in it. That's even better.
That's how I felt
the
about
unrated
the,
edition
about the House of the Dragon.
in
Like,
the background.
there's so much sex in that show. It's like, this isn't fucking necessary. Like, can we, like, there was a scene of them in a brothel, and it's like, whatever. Like, yeah, if you want to show the camera kind of like walking through, but it would like sit there and focus on all these people. And I'm like, am I watching like softcore porn
Yeah,
here? Like,
2 seconds
show?
of this couple banging,
Right.
pan camera right, 2 seconds of this other couple that you will never see again banging.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, like 30, 45 seconds, you're just like, I get it. We're in a brothel. The setting is a brothel.
Yeah.
It's like you have established setting brothel.
This was in House of Dragon, you said?
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it gets fucked up. Like that one, that show set off a lot of like really weird feelings for me. I didn't really care for it. I'll still probably watch it, but I didn't care for it.
Yeah, that was one of the many graphic incest scenes. So if you're into that kind of
fuck,
shit,
And all
forgot.
the
That-
all the
that's
childbirthing
right.
scenes in that show. There's like 8 of them.
Ooh,
yeah. Granted,
I
like
didn't realize that many.
there were a lot.
Yeah,
There were a lot in that show.
and like
I also I don't want to make this fucking Game of Thrones lore show, but one quick
fuck that.
one quick thing I just want to get out. If you did watch the show, there's like a 7-year difference between the first half of the first season and the second half. They kind of like progress through time a little bit quickly, and the way they aged the characters is just fucking stupid. It's like some people don't age at all. They use the same actor. They put no effort into aging them. Some people age appropriately, and then some people, like the fucking king, he went from like a normal looking dude to a goddamn ghoul. Like over the course of 7
in the
years.
defense of that, he has like a terrible disease.
yeah, he had like leprosy.
That's
almost.
why.
He was like 50
Yeah.
something when he died.
Well, he got a fucking MRSA virus because he was sitting on the goddamn sword chair. And he got like stabbed by it.
To build on that point, Dave,
Is that what happened?
what?
Yes,
Yeah.
literally. Like
Like,
his, he had
his
that like
finger.
half the mask on his face.
Yeah, it nicked his
Seems like a
finger,
bad
and then
chair
it crawled
design.
all the way up his arm, and then it went
Yeah.
into his.
I think
But-
they discussed that, so they lampshaded a little bit.
To build on your point, Dave, and this is probably the last thing I'll say, but the thing that made me so uncomfortable, especially with the aging thing, was they started out the series to like, hey, here's this young girl, she's 13, and the next episode she's supposed to be
Uncle's
like
plowing her. Uncle's plowing her.
yeah,
Uncle's
and
plowing
in the
her.
next
Uncle's
episode
plowing
she's
her.
supposed to be like 17, and she looks the exact same, and her uncle's doing her. It's like, what? You just told me she was 13. This is fucked up.
Yeah,
So fucked
I
up.
agree.
Anyway, spoiler, Rico.
There's sex in it. I
There
see.
is sex, incestuous sex. So
I'll try to block it out of my
that-
head in case
yeah,
I
there
watch
you
it.
go.
Yeah,
You don't listen to this shit anyways.
That's true.
he's
Yeah.
got a backlog.
Yeah. As long as I don't listen to this episode, I won't have heard that spoiler.
Because as soon as you get off the chat, it just all goes out of your
Yep.
brain, right?
Exactly. 100%.
It's gonna get the Men in Black deneuralizer thing and just Okay, cool. I
I have
hope I
to
didn't
remind
ask this
him.
question last week, guys.
I have to remind him every single fucking week that he's even a part of the podcast. Like, hey, down for
A link just
podcasting
comes to
Sunday?
my-
He's like, what podcast?
Is that what that fucking microphone in my office is for?
Yeah, I just click on the links when you send them to me, and then I show up in here. I don't know.
And then he just sends porn.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Now that I know you guys don't
like.
like it when it doesn't make sense to our story,
Well, hold on,
I'll
back
stop
up a
doing
second
it.
there. Let's not speak. We don't speak.
I'll
for
send them to you,
everybody.
Smitty.
Gotcha.
I'll
Curate a
send you
nice
big
playlist
naturals.
for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you satisfied, Scott?
Yep.
Because you just mentioned Rico sending porn, and that kind of leads into my question.
Fuck yeah.
Oh boy.
I love segues and when Rico sends porn.
So, a couple of months ago, maybe a month and a half ago, Rico? How long ago was this? When did you get fired? It was like 4 days after you got fired.
I don't know. It was like a month ago or something, month and a half ago.
Didn't you post Thanos cock in like a group chat or a work chat?
hold on.
I
Or,
put
like-
Thanos cock.
Hold on, Smitty.
Yeah.
I'm
Am I
getting
gonna
all this
official
shit.
employee report?
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
getting
Yeah,
all
alright,
this
go ahead,
shit,
go ahead.
boys.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
A month and a half
Fuck
ago.
that.
I'm sweating over here. This is awesome.
About a month and a half ago, we have a group chat going between us here in the Acolytes of Knowledge, and it was the morning. It was probably like 7:00 my time or so, and Link comes across, and my boy Rico was sure as hell horny early in the morning. And he sent us a link to spankbang.com. And unfortunately, I'm going back to the old links here, Rico, and I'm pulling up the link. And it says the video is no longer available. So sorry, bud. You're not jerking
that's
off to that
unfortunate.
anytime soon.
Damn. Not a chance.
Like I mentioned, it was just a gateway into other videos. I didn't end up using that one.
It's okay, though, because there's also, it recommends the video Asian Anal Addict.
Perfect.
So maybe you could just get off to that one the next time. It's recommended
Be
from where you
addicted
work.
to
I appreciate
anal.
that.
I'm addicted
How do you
to
have an
anal.
intervention
man.
for that?
But Rico tried to cover it up. He sent like 18 messages afterwards, all of them saying like something along the lines of like, don't scroll up. To which then my reaction is, well, shit, I kind of have to scroll up.
What was it?
Like honestly, like Rico, if you had just written out like some really boring dissertation on something you felt it was interesting, I probably wouldn't have
Yeah.
scrolled up.
That's a good point.
but-
I'll remember that next time.
Yeah.
Or you could have just been like, oh, LMAO, whoops. All right, check that out.
Dave, I accidentally
Yeah.
sent my really boring dissertation. No, don't read it.
But yeah, it was a link to porn. Rico was a little embarrassed. It was funny. And then like 3 days later, Rico, you'd mentioned that you put in some sort of request ticket to your work, something of the sort. I may be butchering this, and you can of course chime in because it is your experience, not mine. But you pasted in the old Thanos cock photo to your work ticket and sent it away.
Even worse, it was the one with
not quite.
wasn't it the one that had like a dick for his head and his arms and his fingers?
Yeah, was it the one with like
Probably.
tons of dicks?
It had multiple dicks. Yeah, I think it was the arms. I think he had a dick where his arms were and where his dick was. So three-ish dicks.
And
Yeah, no, that's close to the story. I didn't end up sending it. We had a ticketing system, and it would upload the image if you pasted it into like a description or something, or I think it was a comment maybe. And yeah, it just like uploads it to the system. I don't know if like an admin could still see it back at, like in the data in the back end or something. I'm assuming not. But yeah. I didn't save my comment, so nobody could have ever seen it. But
that's good.
Yeah.
The next day, you were laid off, and I choose to believe you were fired for uploading Thanos porn to your work's ticketing system.
was it the next day?
I think it was the next day.
It was comedically perfect timing.
Yeah,
It
it
was,
was
like,
really good
really
timing,
close.
bud. So my question this week is, Rico, are you fucking stupid?
Well, so maybe a little bit. Yeah, I might be kind of. Usually, I used to be really good about proofreading. Like when I would send something,
Making sure you
and
don't
then
send
I just Well, so I just had that copied on my phone's clipboard, and I thought I had something else copied, and I just fucking sent it, man.
Just
That's how the porn was too.
Text.
What were
I
you
just-
the day you
I've just
sent
been
us
getting
porn?
things out quicker. What's
The
up?
day you sent us porn was another situation like that though too. Didn't you mean to paste another link?
It's exactly the same situation on different devices.
So
Oh my God.
I
Within
want to
like
know
3 days of each other.
why were you
Yeah.
why were you adding a porno thing to your clipboard?
Because I got it on Reddit and then I put it on my browser because there's no
Oh,
ads
okay.
on my browser, and I can
That's
Which
fair.
subreddit gave you that?
r/anal addicts.
I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look.
Um,
Good question.
Dude, the best
I do.
Porn vids probably.
the best part about our group chat, or the worst part when Rico did that, well, so Smitty and Dave and I have iPhones and Rico's got an Android, and sometimes with iPhones, whenever links are sent in a text message and you go to open up a new internet tab, it'll suggest what was sent in the what was sent in the text. So I'll like go to open up a tab, it's like, hey, you frequently open up YouTube, you want to watch
Yes.
that? Or
Yes,
Rico
It
recommended
happened-
this nice
It
porn.
happened to
And
me
I'm like,
too.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm around people, dude. Like, this is so
Yeah.
fucking weird.
That happened to me too.
And then there was one day you send like some kind of weird pterodactyl porn or something in response to
That was
this-
on purpose.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
I know that part. But I forgot to clear that one out, and I'm like, oh God, nobody can see my phone. This is fucking weird.
Hey, bud, you like this?
Yeah.
My wife
oh,
calls our
fuck.
group chat excessively gay, by the way, because we send Thanos. She found out we send Thanos cock back and forth, and we also send pictures of Dave's butthole back and forth.
You know.
To be
We
fair,
do
it's
do
been a
that.
while
And
since
then we
we've
send
done that
porn to
one.
each other.
Hee hee.
We're a very close knit group.
I just sorry, just to cap that off, I looked back at the texts and it definitely was the next day after I posted that in my ticketing system that I got laid off.
Oh my God.
And I do want to expand this question. My question is, are you fucking stupid, Rico? Just for official show note purposes. But I do want to expand this. What are times that you boys have felt really fucking dumb?
When you said what question you're going to ask in the group text, and I thought you were talking directly to me, and I was like, what the fuck did I do? I thought it was a decent question.
You thought I was calling you stupid when I
Yeah.
prefaced everyone saying that the question is going to be, are you stupid?
Yeah, but that's also
What was
like,
your response?
that's
I'm gonna find new friends or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's also textbook anxiety, and I'm in therapy for that, so we're working on it.
Hell yeah, to therapy.
And I got my own examples too that I have to share. And my wife also gave me an example of a time that she felt really dumb.
She
So
felt you were dumb.
Oh, well,
My wife's
actually,
got a lot of
she helped
examples
me.
of that for me.
She helped me come up with mine as well. So we kind of like collectively came up with these. But one of the times I felt really dumb, I was probably like 3 or 4 years old. I was a little kid, and I mean, granted, you could always look back on like stupid things you did as a kid and be like, haha, I was a fucking dumbass. But I knew in the moment that I was being really stupid. The core memory of mine is me knowing I was really dumb when this happened. So my dad used to play in a softball league, and we went down to Champaign, Illinois, for a tournament one summer. And again, I was like 3 or 4, and because it was a tournament, it's all day. You play games from sun up to sundown. You're there all day until there's like a winner of the tournament.
As a little
So-
kid, that's got to be a long day.
Oh, it was a long ass day. So sometime towards the night, I remember it was nighttime. The big lights were on the field and shit, and I was bored out of my mind. So I was in the dugout where the sand is, where like the infield sand was all in the dugout and stuff. So it's a lot of like gravel and dirt and sand. So I'm sitting in the sand, compacting the sand together as hard as I could, and I realized that I could like make little shapes out of the sand. They weren't really good shapes, and in fact, I said that they kind of looked like chicken nuggets because of the color of the sand and the shape I was making. I was like, yeah, that kind of looks like a chicken nugget.
Oh God.
So one of the other softball players on my dad's team, me being a kid, I told him, I was like, look, these are chicken nuggets. And he looked down at me and he was just like, oh yeah, those are chicken nuggets. And I said, yeah, those are chicken nuggets. And then I felt in that moment I had to prove that they were chicken nuggets.
Oh my God, no.
So I picked up the sand and I ate it and committed the whole way through, swallowed all the sand,
What?
trying to convince this man that these were chicken nuggets.
Jesus Christ.
And
Fucking
boy,
amen.
I felt fucking dumb.
Well, I'm really thankful that you didn't say that the guy was like urging you to eat the sand. That makes me feel so much better about it.
He did not urge me to eat the sand. The sand was also, I remember very distinctly the sand being full of cigarette butts.
Oh, Dave, come on, man.
It was the 1990s, man. It was a different time. But yeah, I didn't eat any cigarette butts. I just ate sand. But yeah,
Well, that's
I
good.
committed. I committed having to convince this grown ass adult that these were chicken nuggets I was making.
I have a very oddly like similar story, if I can interject. Were you done, Dave?
You done speaking, Dave?
I was at a very fancy wedding, and I wasn't like 7. I was 29 or something. So like a year or two ago, I was at a really fancy wedding. I feel so stupid thinking about this again. And they had like some fancy fucking hors d'oeuvres and stuff before we got to like the seating area.
I remember this story.
And we finally ended up, so that's where my headspace is at. So we finally get into where we're seated and stuff. And there's this like plate in front of us and it's got like these fancy looking like white chocolate things. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I love white chocolate. So I popped it in my mouth. That shit was fucking butter, man.
Did you commit to it and eat the entire thing?
Just looked over at my wife, just like straight face, like, it's butter.
Oh my God.
I think you sent a picture of that either in the group or I remember hearing about it.
Yeah, I did take a picture of it
It's
afterwards.
fucking hilarious.
Oh, fuck
In your defense, they do carve fancy shapes in that butter, which is, unless you're in a wedding setting, like you've never seen butter like that. I see butter
No.
as sticks and like occasionally like little pads.
Yeah.
That's the only way I've ever known butter. So
That's my story.
you're not stupid, Rico. That's okay.
That
Porn
seems like an
links.
easy mistake to make.
That was stupid.
So I asked my wife to help me come up with some stories, and then she just texted me and said, "Do you remember when you ate the butter?" She's like, "Oh, I hear you telling it right now."
Scott Smitty, what about you guys? Times in your lives where you've felt really fucking dumb?
I think I was either 6 or 8 years old, and I was staying down south, kind of close to wherever Eastern Illinois University is, Charleston, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Got some family that lives down there, and it's so it was my grandpa's sister and her husband that I was staying with. They live on a lake, so we were like, "Oh, this is cool. We're gonna be able to go fishing and boating or whatever." Well, I was young and I wasn't really used to being away from home, so I was pretty homesick. And we ended up having a campfire, and my uncle's like, "Oh, we're gonna make hot dogs on the fire or whatever and s'mores and shit." But my great uncle's he's a nice guy. He's kind of a dick though. Like he pretty much pressured me into eating 4 hot dogs when I was like, again, 8 years old. And I'm pretty sure I'd put away like half a can of Pringles. So of course I puked my guts out. And I knew that I was like, no, this is too much. I'm full. He's like, no, go. They're good for you. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. It's a hot dog. I was stupid and I puked. And I remember I got up in the middle of the night. I think it was like 2 a.m. And I would like sneak into the kitchen where their phone was, their landline that still had a cord on it. That was the only one that they had. And I like hid around the wall, tried to crawl in a cabinet so I could call my family to pick me up because I puked from being pure.
Dude,
pressured.
you are not stupid. Your uncle is an asshole.
No, but in the moment, I was like, this is way too much food, dude. I only eat one of these things and I'm fine. I'm like, but Uncle Ron said I could do it, so I'm going to try it.
Uncle Ron is a piece of shit.
Yeah, he kind of was. He also liked to like throw kids into the lake when they're like way too young. Like I'm pretty sure he threw my older brother in when he was like 2. Like what the fuck,
all right.
man?
Oh yeah,
Cool.
that's a little young for that.
Yeah, but anyway,
That's not a good uncle, man.
that's the only example I could think of right off the top of my head.
Smitty, anything coming to mind? Otherwise, I could share another story or my wife's.
I'm trying to think of stuff like I don't think I do like stupid things. I feel like I make like decently good decisions most of the time. My problem is like I'm very forgetful, and like I'll forget stuff that I should have like written down. But like that's not funny. That's just like shit that happens to me. Like I forget like appointments or shit if I don't write them down.
All right, yeah, I'll share my shit then.
You can tell your story. I'm gonna keep thinking.
All right,
Shut
good
up,
enough.
Smitty. I'm gonna share my story.
Yeah. So one of them, quick story that I have here. The first job I had out of college, I went to go interview, and I dressed up. I dressed the part: suit, tie, button-down shirt, pants. Made it through the whole interview. Got the job. I do want to preface that I got the job.
Hell yeah.
Left the interview realizing that my fly was down the entire goddamn time.
Oh no!
So I felt really fucking stupid.
They felt bad for you
immediately
after that because of it.
It's possible, yeah.
I got
My delectable package is what sealed the deal.
I got a
I've
quick
got a
one.
story now. I just thought of one. You go first. You go first.
I remember not too long ago I was over at one of my nursing jobs, and I wanted to go to the nice poop toilet, which is kind of far from where my department was.
Hell yes, dude.
Yep. Went over to the nice poop toilet, took my time and everything. Came back, and apparently I had like a piece of the toilet paper that I used to like make a barrier like stuck in my scrub pants.
Oh,
I walked across the main lobby of the hospital, like peak time, like 10 in the morning. And then I did something with one of our patients. And my coworker's like, dude, that's fucking hilarious. I was like, what? She goes, oh my God, you didn't do that on purpose? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And there was a piece of toilet paper that was like 1.5 feet long.
That's like a timeless oaf blunder.
Yeah,
right there.
for real.
Yeah, I felt pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah. So my story, this was like a long time ago, like at least like, I don't know, like 8 years ago. That's not that long. Whatever. Probably when I was like 22, 23. I was like dating a woman at the time. It was like relatively early in a relationship, and I was thinking with my dick, which is a dumb thing to do in general, but it was like the middle of the winter where I was living, and we got a lot of snow. I drove my car like 7 or 8 miles out of town with the expectation that things were going to happen, and then they didn't. And I almost crashed my car on the way home. It was really fucking stupid.
It doesn't mean you're stupid.
It was pretty fucking stupid. It was like actively snowing, and I'm just like, oh, I might get laid. Didn't get laid. Almost crashed my car.
A lot of people would make the same choice. I think.
Man.
Yeah, I think a lot of these stories you could say like, yeah, no, that's not stupid, but that's the question is like, how did you feel at the time? Like, did you feel just like a fucking dumbass?
I felt young, dumb, and full of cum.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then to share my wife's final story here before I wrap things up, unless you guys have additional things that get sparked from this memory. A few years ago, my wife had ripped her pants, and she decided that she needed to go to the store to get some duct tape so she could quickly try to get those pants fixed in a like really quick way. I don't know why, but she essentially like went to Target and got some duct tape and fixed her pants. And then she told me the story of what happened, and I texted her back, just pretty much plainly saying like, why didn't you just get new pants?
Right.
You were at Target.
Yeah.
and she admitted to me like she never had even thought to get new pants. Like she went in there with the intent of getting duct tape to try to like patch a hole really quick in her pants rather than just get a new pair of pants.
I love that.
She had blinders on. I get it.
I love that duct tape is like her first like solution for that.
Well, it was like a need for a quick fix, right? Like she didn't have time for like to sew it up.
Yeah.
But she would have had time to go in, buy new pants, and like quickly change in the bathroom.
Yeah. Like it'd be different if you said that she was in like Hobby Lobby or she's in like Ace Hardware or something where they don't normally sell women's pants.
No, she was at a location where she could have easily just got new pants.
Especially like clearance ones that'll be super cheap, probably the same price as a roll of duct tape.
Yeah. But that's my wife's story. Unless you guys have anything, then I'm fucking satisfied.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
I'm forgetful, so I at least I forget the dumb things I do most of the time.
Yeah, I'm so accustomed to doing stupid things. It's just normalcy at this point.
I'm sure
so
I'll have more later.
I'm sure you're going to send us more bad links in the future. But
I'm real dumb.
If you like what you hear, leave us a review on your podcast directory of choice. Your engagement boosts our show in all of these platforms' algorithms. So again, more engagement, more reviews, all those things, they make us go a little bit higher up. We become more visible. We become more successful. And that all starts with you at home. If you want to get in contact with the show, leave us a voicemail, or you could send us a text message. If you have an important question of your own, or as part of our funny or dumb segment, if you have your own situation in which you belly laughed yourself till it hurt for something that might be really stupid, call in, let us know the story. We'll let you know if it's funny or fucking dumb. That number to get in contact with us is 708-433-9153. It is a voicemail line, so if you call, it'll go straight to voicemail. You will not accidentally pick up, and Dave will be on the other end, and you'll feel really weird. None of that stuff. No pressure. It's a voicemail line. Couple of social media platforms at Imp Questions PDC on Twitter, the Important Questions Podcast on Instagram, and r/Important Questions Pod for any post-show discussion that you want to have on Reddit. You can also donate to the show, patreon.com/the Important Questions to support $1 a month. And you might have heard this before. Gets you fucking bonus content.
Give us money.
Damn yeah.
A lot of nods there. I was hoping for a little bit more, just like, hell yeah, I'm excited to produce bonus content for these people that support the show.
It's worth at least $1, so you know it's okay.
We're providing $1 worth of excitement.
Woo.
There you go. At least $1.
Yeah.
It only goes up from there.
Yeah. You could buy our artificial excitement.
You could argue that any one of these episodes provides at least like $1.03 in satisfaction and joy.
I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're getting away. $1 per bonus episode is all you need to support the show. Anyways, that's all for the wrap-up portion of the show. Any final thoughts, my dudes?
I'm glad we could pretend to be somebody's friends for the last hour and a half.
You talking about the audience?
Yeah.
So we're like, the pretend friends are everyone out in the audience.
No, like the audience will listen to us so they can pretend that they have friends.
Oh, yeah. Lonely people like podcasts, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
All right, boys. That wraps it up for the week. Join us again next week for some more bullshit questions.
There you go.
Just got done drinking a nice glass of milk.
Wash it down with lukewarm tap water.
It's got ice in it. It's very cold.
Oh, nice. Well, that's
Hell
good.
yeah, dude.
He didn't rinse it out his tumbler after he had the milk in there. Just poured the water straight in.
Correct.
What would be the worst drink to follow milk? Like
Good
lemonade,
question,
maybe?
A shit ton more milk.
No, I don't know. Something acidic.
Yeah, I was
Like-
thinking lemonade.
Yeah,
juice.
lemonade, but lemonade that's like skewed more to the acidic side.
I feel like a mojito would be really gross.
Oh.
Any booze after milk would be not good.
It's like straight.
You
Bourbon?
chase milk with like vodka,
Oh yeah, vodka. No,
like some flavored
I wanna talk
vodka,
about
like
this.
Vodka's
like
your
the-
chaser.
No, I
UV
think.
blue.
What about like gin? Something like really botanical and
I
floral.
fuck off with gin. I cannot do gin.
Milk
blood-
and gin.
Blood orange gin.
Gin is like the one booze that I will not touch with a fucking 10-foot pole.
Have I told my gin story on here?
Maybe not. I don't think so.
No. I was like really drunk at a party once and somebody offered me gin and I was like, yeah, I haven't had it. And instead of like mixing it with anything, I just took it and like took a huge gulp of just straight up gin.
Fuck
And
off.
yeah,
No
I didn't have a
fucking
good
way.
time after that.
I
I think I immediately puked.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would like projectile fucking vomit.
Like I think I took a drink and just turned around and walked into the bathroom.
Excuse me, gentlemen. You a quiet puker, Rico?
I didn't hear you, Dave. I am probably like a moderately quiet puker, I guess. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Sometimes
Jealous of
not. I guess it depends on how bad I'm feeling.
Gotcha.
And
What did you say, Dave?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I asked, do you not drink gin anymore because of that, or have you still given it a shot?
I think I've had gin and tonics since then, and they were fine.